What's up, everyone? Chris here. Um, so I just wanted to make a video kind of just recapping my month of February. February, I had my best month ever yet trading. I was able to do 16K in payouts. Um, I got the first payout I've gotten since like September, after, being making the same mistakes over and over again for like 4 months. Um, I came into the new year with a new mindset. I started to take my life more seriously, my trading more seriously. I started to treat it as a job and not just a hobby. Um, because before I was treating it as a hobby, like I wasn't taking it as serious as I should have been. So in this video, I kind of just want to explain what changed and how I was able to make progress that will hopefully lead me to 5-figure months consistently until I want to scale higher. So just a background of me is I started I started to get into trading like over summer last year, like June, but I started to trade ICT concepts in August. I was able to get 3 payouts on one account in my first month trading ICT concepts, month and a half ish. And then I decided to scale from there. And that was not a very good decision. That messed up my mental aspect of trading. Um, I wanted to make money fast. And that led me to blowing countless of accounts in the span of September to December. I blew about $3,000 of money on accounts trying to go max allocation every time. I would want to pass these accounts quick, so I would, take not a great setup on these evaluations, and then I would revenge trade because I didn't have a trade limit on. But what really changed was I started to take my evals more seriously. This was in, late October. I was able to pass 5 accounts, but once I got on the XFA, I struggled with hesitating on trades, and I was really just trading like a pussy. I was really scared of losing money, because I had spent the last 3 weeks, not 3 months, 4 months trying to pass an account. It made me like I had this fear of losing money, which is something you can't have if you're trading. That you have to be risk on in every scenario. So I had 5 winning days on these accounts in December, but my balance was like $100 because I was not trading well. I was in my own mind, and I ended up blowing those accounts off, a not great setup. I over risked again, and then the end of the year came around, and I was journaling. I was, I've never really been a huge fan of back testing, but I had data collected. I had like a 70% win rate over 6 months, I think it was. And I realized like the way, like I know how to take a good trade, but it was just the other aspects like impatience, not really greed, but hesitancy, being scared. That's what really held me back. So going into the new year, I decided to make a change. Um, I decided to have a one trade limit instead of a two trade limit. And I decided to take my evals more seriously to avoid blowing unnecessary money. I didn't really have much money to my name after blowing all that money. I had about, I think, $5,000. I decided to lock in, buy 150K accounts, and have been these were the last accounts, the last evals I bought to this day, because I passed them at the end of January, not end, like middle of January, and then I decided to, stick with the one trade limit, and then, I took very good setups like the first week, and then I decided to. This is not something I ever thought I would do, but I decided to just take winning days to secure my money. This was 5K. So I took a 5K payout. I was able to request that in at the start of January. Start of February, my bad. And then after that, took, I had those same accounts. I was able to run that up to a 10K payout that I took last week. Um, so me reflecting on these trades and this past month, I've seen that I've been trading a lot more stress free, and I think the reason for this has been I don't even look at the charts during Asia session. I only look at New York session because when you trade other sessions, it makes you gives you analysis paralysis, which really does stress you out because I think everyone should just focus on one session and master that before they do other stuff. That's what I was doing. I wanted to trade evals on Asia. I wanted to take trades on Asia session, but I don't even need to do all that. Like one trade on five 150K accounts will net you at least $5,000 if you're risking 1,000, which you should be. So that's 5K minimum. So I'm realizing I don't have to take a trade every single day in order to make, 15K in 1 month. Like literally I need 3 more winning days now to request 12K, which will put me at a 5-figure month in the month of March as well. So it's really just a you versus you game at the end of the day. And one other thing that really helped was I started to lock in on my life itself outside of trading. I've been hitting the gym every day, just going outside more, just dopamine detoxing. Really, I'm not really on my phone as much as I used to be back when I was unprofitable. But yeah, and then journaling every day, that was a very important thing. I think everyone should journal. What I do is like after my trade, I screenshot it, I put it in there, and then like 2 hours later, I'd come back. I'd voice type a paragraph of what the trade was, why I took it, and like if I thought it was a good trade, my mid trade emotions, stuff like that. So that all being said, that was my whole journey, blowing countless of accounts. It was bad. Like I think in a span of like 2 days I blew 20 accounts, 50K evals. Like it was not great, but I was able to learn from that. That's the part where most people would have quit in the position I was in, but I was lucky enough to have stuck through the bad times in order to reap the benefits I'm seeing now. Like I was able to quadruple my net worth. No, I was able to triple my net worth in this last month, which is insane to think about. But it's only scalable from here. You just need that first 5-figure month of you actually, sticking to your trade limit, taking good setups and following, not having good psychology, not crashing out on the charts for it to be exponential growth upwards. And I think that's where I'm headed to. I don't want to develop an ego with this. I like the market. I can't predict the market. I just react to it. But I think I have the capabilities to eventually get to 20K months in the near future. And I'm excited to see, where I go. I was able to buy this camera with my payout money. This is an Osmo Pocket 3. Kind of follows my face around, which is pretty cool. But I'm still gonna post trade recaps every single day of trades like that actually net me money, not winning days. And then I'm going to, just keep trading like how I normally trade. No Asia session, 2 trade limit, and yeah. So sky's the limit from here, and I will see you guys next time I take a trade.